All right, I'm going to quickly go through some targets here. I haven't had the gumption to make videos out of this for a minute or two. But what we're doing is I picked up the cheapest bullets that I can find. These are Midway 190 grain hollow point boat tail blems, they call them, blemished. And as far as I can tell, there's been a couple stains on them. There's been a couple with a wrinkle in the jacket up here, but they all measure out the same, and they're really consistent for weights. I read the reviews on the product, and so I was a little bit nervous about what I was gonna get. But as you can see, they're a nice 190 grain bullet, and we'll go ahead and just go next to a 168. These are the 168s that Sadie and I shot 1,000. And so what they did here is they made most of that extra weight come in on the boat tail, which I really like. So that way I can stick pretty much to magazine length and not get too crazy. Like, I thought the bearing surface was going to get really long on these. So I picked up a bunch of these. I think I got them for like $14 a box, and I bought 700 of them, and that's the end of my first 100. So I shot first a test with accurate 2495 just to see where it was going to land us. It did okay. I don't know, it just wasn't the best looking. Velocities were out of control, and I just wasn't happy with it. I think we were a little bit over pressure, but it looked like we got close here, but we were over pressure. It just wasn't quite what we wanted. So I moved from there to reloader 15, as I usually do. We had some pretty decent results here. So I went straight from here to a seating depth test. What do we get? A 3/4 inch group there. That's not bad. I can live with that. A 0.8. You know, this is pretty good stuff. Clean cold flyer, not bad. Like, this rifle doesn't give me very bad clean cold flyers usually, but I still keep taking note of it. This was fixing to be a really good group, and I got a flyer. I don't know if that was me or not. It's been a while now since I shot this, and I didn't take the best notes. It was kind of crummy out. So I went on to a seating depth test, and some of these groups are just incredible looking. Like, had a flyer there, but without the flyer, that's a 0.2 inch group. It's just incredibly good. But this at 2.850, it's a 1/2 inch group, and here we have a 0.65 inch group and a 1.00 inch group. So our point of impacts are pretty similar. As you can see, we got a group kind of bottom left, kind of bottom left, kind of bottom left-ish, bottom-ish. But we're just gonna go, we're gonna pull this. I like this the best because this fits in my magazine, for one. And so I'm going to load up a round of this. I'm gonna load it up at 3 different, 4 different, 5 different seating depths, and we're gonna shoot some groups and see how big that node is, if it's a node at all, if I got lucky, because I think these bullets are not the most consistent. Otherwise, I think they're Sierras. I can't tell. Nobody will give me information. They're either Sierras or Nosler 190 blems. Of course, since they're blems, the company that made them doesn't want anything to do with them. But I think I'm just gonna see if there's a node here or if I got lucky. And even if I got lucky, like, groups this size, they're it's not ideal. It's not what I want, but for $14 bullets, I'm not gonna complain. So anyway, that's what we're looking at. Our velocities with the Reloader 15, we ended up selecting 41.0 grains, and velocity average was about 2455, which is above my threshold. My threshold's 2400 because this is supposed to be my designated 1,000-yard round. And here's our brass. It just looks really good. It's a nice low pressure load that's got some power. So that's what we're gonna do. We'll load up 25 or 30 of these, whatever we come up with, and we'll go shoot them. This is a really good budget load. I mean, because for a 308, really, 1,000-yard load factory ammo, you're looking at, I mean, at least $40 or $50 a box. For match 190 or 200 grain bullets, you're looking at least $50 a box of 100. Like, this is just a super hyper budget load, and I think they're gonna shoot. They seem to be shooting, so we're gonna give it a whirl and see what we can do here. By the way, this is my trimming situation here. I don't have a ton of room. Like, I'm already pressed room. I got way more stuff on this bench than I have room for, and I don't have any more extra rooms in my house. So I just bolted my brass trimmer down to this piece of plywood, and then I take and C-clamp it onto my bench right at one of my cross braces. So I just clamp it down right here. This is out of the way. I operate my brass clamp here and my arbor here, and so I can trim my brass and have this unit take up not much more of a foot. I could have even done it tighter just with this tab here, but at least with not much more of a footprint than it would be in the box, and then I just throw it up on the shelf. See, I got leather working stuff, I got all kinds of rigging here, and I just short of space. So anyway, quick tip. So just going over the target, we got our clean cold flyer here, which that's my bad there. I should have shot this group first and left my flyer in my known in my known load here. But I think this is pretty indicative that it would hold in there. 0.60, 0.50. So pretty much right there is our money zone. That's our node. So that's our node. That's our load. And the old Midway blems, man, they're pulling through clutch.